ASMR for everyone, also known as K. That's K-A-Y. And she just did a reading ghost stories video. And she actually read one of my stories that I'm going to be telling you guys today. So, if you would like to check that out, I will leave her video in the description box below. But I have quite a few experiences that I've gone through. So, and also people around me that they have gone through. So this might be a long video, we'll see. But I hope that you enjoy. And if you get like scared by these videos, please click off, because some of them are a little creepy. So I'm just telling you now. So I'm gonna go ahead and light a candle. And I'm gonna be lighting the candle that I got from Temu. It is the warm apple pie scented candle. I am going to light that really quickly. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this candle right here. The very first ever like paranormal thing that happened to me, I was living in my mom's. So if you guys don't know, my mom is living in a house right now that we all used to live in when I was little, when my siblings were little, and we moved there in 2007. So we moved there in 2007, and we left I think around 2014-ish, and then she just moved back in 2018. So it was my childhood. It was my childhood home. So anyways, one day I think I was 10. I was 10. I think I was around 10 years old. And at the time, like, social media was starting to come out, like, MySpace and stuff like that, and selfies were becoming a thing. So I wanted to do a selfie. Like, I was like that little kid that just like, I wanted to be cool, So anyways, one day I was in the living room, and we had this computer like on the side of the living room, and behind me was a table. My mom went to work, or she went to the store. I can't remember. She said she went to work, but I don't know. Anyways, I was home alone. Nobody else was there. It was just me, and I was taking pictures. And at the time, people were taking pictures like they had like their hand like this, and like doing all sorts of poses and stuff. So I was just, like I said, trying to be cool. I was like a little 10-year-old trying to be cool. And one of the pictures where I was going like this, I will insert it here. My mom has it on her Facebook profile. But I was going like this, and when I was going like that, a person or a figure came behind me, and it wasn't my mom. It was not my mom. She wasn't home. Like I said, nobody was home. I was the only one that was home. I didn't notice it when I was taking the picture. So it like came after, and after I was looking at him, and when I was was looking at the pictures. I told my mom, I said, you know, you weren't home, nobody was home, and I was taking this picture and like there was something behind me, and it freaked me out. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like something was with me in that house. It really, really creeped me out. Another thing that happened to me, another paranormal experience that happened to me was my uncle. After he passed away, shortly after he passed away, me and my sister were in the kitchen, and this was in 2012. Yeah, we were in the kitchen and we were talking, and all of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, we have a window. It's still there. We have a window in the kitchen, and it's like facing the front of the house. But on the corner of my eye, I saw a man, like a figure, like a tall. It was tall, and my uncle was pretty tall. And like I said, he just had passed away shortly before that. It went like this. It started in the beginning of the window, and then it went really slowly, like almost like it was like walking, and it was really, really tall. And I told my sister, I said, did you see that? And she's like, what? I said, did you see that figure go from one end to the other in the window? I just saw something go from one end to the other, and it was black, just like a figure. And I don't know if it was my uncle or not, but it was really tall. Like I said, that was it for a little while. But when I was little, probably when we first moved to that house, so probably like 2000, at the end of 2007, maybe 2008, like we literally just moved in not long before. I was in, I want to say 5th grade, but I was coming home one day, and at the time they had like these flip phones, so we didn't have like iPhones or anything, but at the time we had these flip phones, and I had my phone on me, and my mom gave me a phone just for emergencies, but I had my phone on me, and I was on the bus going home. I was probably like 10 minutes away from the house, and my sister texted me saying, why did you not come in the house? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm not there yet. I'm 10 minutes away. And she's like, no, I just saw you get off. I just saw you where my mom lives. There's like a hill on top. And she said that she saw me walking from down that hill, passing the house, and then going to the other side. And I was like, no, that's not me. I'm 10 minutes away. I'm not there yet. And she's like, what? Like, what do you mean? That looked like that little girl looked like you. And I was like, no, that's not me. And she told me the whole story when I got home, but basically it was a little girl that walked from the hill. So walked up and then like walked past the house and then walked to the other side. And then my sister was watching her walk to the other side. But my sister said she looked away for like 1 second, looked back, and the little girl was gone. And she was like, that creeped her out because she thought that was me. And I think she even said, like, she walked out and was like, hey Jess, where you going? Like, this is the house. And she thought it was me. So yeah, pretty creepy. What else? Okay, the next thing that happened was very scary, and it happened to me when I was home alone, but this time it was in Tennessee. Me and my husband, at the time we were living in Tennessee, and I was home alone one day. I think he was at work. Yeah, he was at work, and it was the craziest thing because I think he worked night shift. So he worked from like, I think it was like 7 at night or something to like 12 or 1 in the morning. I'm not sure, but I know it was pretty late. So I was home alone, and I went in the bedroom to go to sleep, and I had the door open. Like, it wasn't shut, but it wasn't closed. It was like kind of cracked open. And I was laying there. I was on my phone, and I was laying in bed. I kid you not, I was laying in bed. I was starting to drift off, but I wasn't falling asleep. It was more like I was like getting tired. I turned, I think, to the right side, and as I turned to the right side, I felt this black mist come in the door, like push the door open, come inside the room, and push me down on the bed. I'm not kidding, this happened. I wasn't asleep, like I said, but I was a little tired. But this was, I felt everything. I felt the figure come to me and push me down on the bed, and it was like push. It wasn't light. It was really heavy push. It was a really heavy push. And it freaked me out. The next thing I know, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. My mouth was like this. Like I couldn't say anything. My mouth was shut. My whole body was just like this. I could not move. I could not talk. The only thing I could do was like blink my eyes. That's it. It was the most traumatic, scariest things I've ever gone through. And I was like this, and I was just looking up, and what's crazy was I saw, like, I had my eyes closed, because even though I could blink, like, I was petrified, so I closed my eyes. But what was crazy was, even though my eyes were closed, I could see everything in the room. I swear to you, like, it was like my eyes were open and I was looking at everything, but my eyes were closed, and I saw the room as if my eyes were open, and I could not move. I could not talk. So I didn't know what to do. So I just kept saying, "Jesus, help me," over and over and over and over again in my head. Like, I kept saying it over. I probably said it 50 times, but I just felt like this being holding me down. I could not move, guys. I was petrified, and I just kept saying, "Jesus, God help me, God help me, God help me." I kept saying it over and over again, and eventually, after continuously saying that, I felt a lifting off me, and I felt the thing like get off of me and went away. But it freaking freaked me out. I was crying. I was petrified. I called my mom and I told her what happened. I was like crying, like hysterical, like I just felt so scared. And what was crazy was she told me that the same thing happened to her when she was little, and at the time she was living in Italy. But the same thing happened to her when she was, I think I was 23 when it happened, and she was 23, so we were both the same age. And it happened to her while she was laying in bed too. Same thing, she felt something come in the room and attack her. She couldn't move, she couldn't talk, she couldn't do anything. And I don't know, it was like, I don't know if it was like a spiritual attack, or if it was like a demonic attack. Something demonic was trying to attack me. I don't know. All I know is it was this black figure. Like, it was this black mist, and it held me down to the bed. I could not move. I felt this thing on top of me. It was actually scary. It is emoji time. Emoji time, emoji time, emoji time, emoji time, emoji time. Okay, so because we are doing a paranormal video. Please give me a ghost emoji. A ghost emoji in the comments. Ghost emoji in the comments. In the comments. I will be looking for the emojis. I will be looking for the emojis in the comments, and I will give you guys a shout out in my next video. I will pick a random person and give them a shout out in my next video. So that happened, and thank God it nothing like that happened again. Well, I had something happen after that, but it wasn't that like that. Thank God. Last thing that happened. I'm trying to think if anything else happened, but I think that was it. But this is the story. This is the story that Kay read in her video. But I was at my husband's house, but at the time he was my boyfriend, and I was there alone. He worked like this side job at night, and he would go with his parents and stuff to help them out, and I was there at the house by myself. So I was in the couch area, and I was watching, I think, what's that show? But it was a game show. I was watching a game show, and I was sitting there and I was watching it, and I just felt like this weird feeling. I felt like I had to look in the kitchen. Something told me to look in the kitchen, and I shouldn't have done that, but I did. When I looked in the kitchen, you can see the window that points to the backyard. From where I was sitting there, and I looked at the window, and when I looked at the window, I saw these two red eyes, and they were just like these red eyes, like probably this big, like this, just like that, inside, like in the window, looking at me in the couch. And it absolutely freaked me out. I was like, what the actual, like, I was like, what the hell was going on? There was no body, there was nothing, it was just like eyes looking at me, and that freaked me out. I started to get scared. I started to shake, because I was there alone, and I didn't know what to do. But so much stuff happened after that. That I cannot mistake it for anything else other than like a paranormal experience. So after that happened, probably 10 minutes later, and they had like these white double doors, and I looked over there, and when I looked over there, I saw like this drifting, like cloth going like this, like a swaying motion, and it was right next to the door, and it freaked me out. I was absolutely terrified, because that's all I saw was like something going like this, and there was no body, there was nothing. It was just like this cloth thing. I don't know what it was. But it was this like cloth thing, and I was like, okay, I need to go in the room. I need to go in the bedroom. Like, this crap is freaking me out. Like, I can't do this. Like, I need to go in the bedroom. Like, I'm absolutely terrified. So I had the courage which I was scared and shaking, but I told myself, like, you cannot stay in this room. You need to go lock yourself in the room until they come home, because like I could not stay in that living room. I was so scared I was gonna see something else, or feel something else, or have something else attack me, or whatever. So I got the courage to run, like I mean run, to the bedroom, one of the bedrooms, and probably 10 minutes later, I heard two little girls laughing at me. Now, I didn't see anybody outside. I did not, like, nobody was home with me, like I said. And it sounded like the little girls were inside the house with me. It didn't sound like it was an outside thing. It sounded like it was inside the house. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, I cannot do this. They need to come home. I can't do this. Like, this is too much for me. I called Chris, and I was like crying my eyes out, like, oh my god, you don't know what just happened. Like, I was telling him everything. I was so scared and like terrified, and I told him, I said, I'm going to like run out of this house and wait till you guys get home because I cannot stay in this house. I was like petrified. So I called him, and he was like, okay, we'll come home soon. And probably like 5 minutes later, I heard a cup being placed on the counter in the kitchen. I had the door locked and closed where I was at, but I heard like the clack, you know, when you put like a cup down, a plastic cup on top of a counter, like that clack sound. That's what I heard. And I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I cannot do this. I called him, and I'm like, you need to come home now. Like, I don't care what you're doing. You need to come home now because I'm about to run out of the house, and like, I'm not going back to this house anymore. Like, I cannot do this. Probably 10 minutes later, they came home, and it was just the most like scariest, chilling experience that I had. And yeah, I refused probably for like a good couple months to go in that house by myself. Like, somebody always had to be there with me. I could not go in that house. So yeah. What else? And actually, this is gonna be the last story, but my husband, he experienced something in that house as well. But this was when he was little. He told me when he was little, actually, it was two things that happened to him. So he was laying in bed, and I don't know, he was sleeping. Yeah, he was sleeping, and he felt something grab his leg while he was sleeping and grab the covers off him. And he woke up and he didn't see anything there. So in the morning, he asked his mom, like, did you take the covers off me when I was sleeping? Did you grab my leg while I was sleeping? And she said, no, I didn't. So he knew that was obviously, there was something in the room with him, but he grabbed his leg and like jerked him, trying to get him off the bed. And he said that it scared him. The other thing that happened to him, I don't know if it was around the same time or not, but he told me that he saw, well, he was like trying to get over the fear of the house because that really freaked him out, what happened to him. So he was like, okay, if there's something here, I need to know so that I know I'm not going crazy. And he had a phone, like he had his phone with him, and he was like, okay, if there's something here in the house, show yourself. I'm about to take a picture. Show yourself in the picture. So he took the picture, and I kid you not, guys, they had this like cross picture, like this picture, and it had a cross in there. It was hanging on the wall, and literally right next to the picture was this float, like this head. It was a head, and it was chunky, like it was like a round head with see-through, and the mouth was, it almost looked like it was smiling. Guys, I kid you not, at the time probably a few years later, he found the picture and he showed me the picture, and I saw the picture. It was so crazy, but it was this head. It was a head. It was no body, just a head floating right next to the cross. Oh my gosh, guys. And he said that it freaked him out when he saw that, because he's like, okay, there is something here. I'm not crazy. Like, there is something here. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, like, there's stuff in this house. Like, this house has stuff in it. Like, it freaked me out. And it was like, it was almost like it was smiling, like I said. It was just really, really creepy. Really creepy. But I think that's all of the stories. Yeah, I think that's all of the stories that I have for you guys today. Like I said, it was quite a few, but I hope that I didn't creep you guys out too much. But it is almost Halloween, so I thought this would be a good time to do a video like this. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed